Hello and welcome to another Big Orbit Games unboxing video. I'm Chris and today we are looking at the Magic Guilds of Ravnica Vraska Planeswalker Deck. So, kind of excited to see what's in here. We are back to 2 boosters in the Planeswalker packs rather than the 1 that were in the Core 19 ones, but there were 5 Planeswalker decks for Core 19, whereas there's only 2 this time. This one and the Is It RAL deck. This is Vraska of Golgari Guild, and yeah, let's see what's in the box. As always, I hate trying to get these out without damaging them. There it goes. Apparently if you just pull that a little bit, they kind of pop out, so very handy. So yeah, we've got Vraska, Regal Gorgon. She's a 7-drop, so 5 and a black and a green for Legendary Planeswalker Vraska. Comes in with 5 loyalty, which is not great for 7, but you know, let's see if her effects are any good. So we've got a +2, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. That creature gains Menace until end of turn. So just bring her in straight up to 7 loyalty, and a +1/+1 counter on one of your creatures, which then gains Menace. Alright, passable in a creature deck. You've got -3, destroy target creature. So cast her for 7, bring her in at 5 loyalty, drop her down to 2 and destroy something. Not bad if the thing you're destroying is about to kill you, or if it's just going to swing the game somehow. So an expensive kill spell, but you still have Vraska kicking about as well, so then she can use her +2s and stuff. And then the -10, for each creature card in your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So that effect's pretty nice. It's very much a long game plan though, so you'd have to plus her 3 times before being able to use the -10. And will she stick around that long? Probably not. You'll have a couple of games where you get it off, but you know, chances are you're going to be relying on the top 2, as always with the Planeswalker pack Planeswalkers. But as far as the Planeswalker pack Planeswalkers go, they are getting better, and I would say it's one of the better ones that they've printed, even if it isn't amazing. It's a solid Planeswalker. So we've also got the deck and 2 booster packs and the hey before you play. So we've got a bit about how to play the deck, a little bit of info about Vraska, terms to know, flying, so there's going to be something with flying in there, and what are Planeswalkers, which is actually useful. I don't remember them putting that in there before, but it's quite useful to have a little thing that tells you what Planeswalker even is. Let's have a look at the deck first. I think I'll actually hit the easy open straight away. This stuff always sticks to my hands. Let me just... Okay, let's turn that over. Cool. So you've got... These are actually really useful now. So you've got on your turn, it used to be the little fold-out insert that you got. It's now on separate cards, which is really cool. And on the back of this is a code for the to unlock this deck on MTG Online. But I won't show the code. Let me just cover it up. But yeah, so MTG Arena. Probably should have put that the other way around. That's there you go. So MTG Arena, the online version of the game, even though there's also Magic Online, but Arena is the way they're pushing it forwards, and it's kind of like Hearthstone, The Gathering. But yeah, you can unlock the code Pokemon style and get this deck in the online version. So, and also just to finish off those cards as well. So the deck itself is going to be green-black, which is Golgari colours. So we start off with Beast Whisperer. So 2 green and 2 for an Elf Druid. It's a 2/3. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. This is really good, especially when this deck is probably going to be fairly creature heavy. So yeah, solid card. Bounty of Might, 6 mana, instant. It's actually very good that it's instant. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Target creature gets... Basically repeat that 3 times. You can choose the same target, you can choose different targets. Either way, it is 9/9 worth of stats until end of turn, pumped over potentially 3 bodies, but it could be 1 or 2. At instant speed. It's not that good, but it'll probably work in this deck. You've got Vraska's Stone Glare, which was, yeah, this is going to be one of the Planeswalker Pack exclusive rares. So, 6-drop, 4 a black and a green. For a sorcery, destroy target creature, you gain life equal to its toughness. You may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Vraska Regal Gorgon, reveal it, put it into your hand, then if you search your library this way, shuffle it. So, it's basically a tutor effect to get your Vraska back. I mean, there is only one Vraska in the deck, so if it's already died, then yeah, it's always good to get it back. And you are getting a little bit of upside in the sense that you're gaining life equal to your creature's toughness, but then again, you're also, like, you're trading a creature for a Planeswalker, which you then need to cast, so you're kind of a card down. But yeah, it's alright. There are 2 of those in there, so you got a lot of recursion for your Vraska. Plus, the deck does actually probably rely on putting creatures in the graveyard, so it's not that bad to sacrifice your own creatures. You got Bartizan Bats, 4 mana, 3/1 flyer, just very generic. Devkarin Dissident, 2 mana, 2/2. So it's a bear that can pump itself for 5 mana. Rhizome Lurcher. You got 2 black and a green for a 2/2 with Undergrowth. I love the way it's a fungus zombie, so if you're playing it in Saprolings, it actually gets the +1/+1 counter from, well, not counter, but it gets the +1/+1 effect from the Saproling Lords. Yeah, well, Undergrowth, so Undergrowth is the Golgari mechanic from this set, which is basically however many creature cards from your graveyard, you get a benefit based on that. So this gets +1/+1 counters on it equal to the number of creatures in your graveyard. So quite nice. 4 mana, could be like a 5/5, 6/6 fairly easily. And got some land, another bats. Got an Iron Shell Beetle, 2 mana, 1/1. When it enters, put +1/+1 counter on target creature, which can be itself, or you can spread it around. Swarm Guild Mage, black and green for 2/2. You can pay 5, which is black and 4. Tap it, creatures you control get +1/+0 and menace until end of turn. Or you can tap it, pay a green and 1 for 2 life gain. Not the best of the Guild Mages. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the worst either. Dowser of Lights, 5 mana, 4/5, very vanilla and generic. Another Beetle, Golgari Guildgates, because it's a Ravnica block. Guildgates are back, so it is a land, it is a gate, and it enters the battlefield tapped, and it just taps for that mana. And there are cards that rely on gates being in play, so useful to have them. Crawl Raider, 2 and a black for a 2/3 with menace, it's not too bad. Crawl Foragers, so 4 and a green for a 4/4 with Undergrowth. When it enters, gain a life for each creature in your graveyard. Again, late game, you could be gaining sort of like 5, 6, 7 life. So that much life gain plus a 4/4 body for 5. It's not too bad. And the gate, another Crawl Raider, Wild Ceratok, 4 mana, 4/3, just vanilla. Another Raider, Attendant of Vraska. So this is the other like Planeswalker deck exclusive. So 1 and black and a green for a 3/3 zombie soldier. When Attendant of Vraska dies, if you control a Vraska Planeswalker, you gain life equal to its power. So, yeah, 3/3 for 3, that if your Vraska's in play, gain 3 when it dies, sure. Another Raiders, another Attendant, Deadweight. I'm glad this is back. It's going to do probably very well in this sort of standard format, I would say. It's not going to be floating around too much, but it's useful to have. So 1 black, enchanted creature gets -2/-2. So you either use it as a sorcery speed kill spell, or just, you know, if one of their creatures is getting out of hand or something, just reduce its power and toughness, so that you're able to trade into it later, make your opponent think about how they're going to take trades. So, good card. You've got Lothith Giant, so 6 and a black for a 6/5 with Undergrowth. When it enters, it deals 1 damage to target opponent for each creature card in your graveyard. So at 6 mana, you're probably going to have like 2 or 3 creatures in the graveyard by that point, if you're playing it on curve. So 6/5, deal 3 to face, not too bad. You pull it very, very late game, and it could be dealing, you know, like 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. And at that point, it becomes very good. Another Attendant, the Dead Weight, Spinal Centipede, 2 and a black for a 3/2. When it dies, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It's not too bad. Glowspore Shaman, black and a green for a 3/1. When it enters, put top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. You may put a land card from your graveyard on top of your library. So play it on turn 2, ditch 3 cards. If there's a land in there and you need to hit your next land drop, you put it back on top. So overall, not too bad. It's a 3/1 for 2, so can't complain. Another Dead Weight, another Centipede, another Glowspore, Prey Upon. So 1 green for a sorcery, target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. Yeah, it's a reprint. Solid. I'm sure it works quite well in this deck. It would be nicer if there was more Death Touch stuff to use that with, but oh well. Another Rhizome Lurcher, and another Prey Upon at the back. So overall, it is very much a creature deck. You've got like, what, 3 spells? There's the Prey Upon and Dead Weight. So you have an enchantment, which is removal to some degree, and Prey Upon. Oh, and there was that instant as well, wasn't it? At the beginning. This thing, Bounty of Might. Yeah, so a couple of spells, but mostly it's creatures. And it is very much a creature strategy. You don't care if they die too much because you've got so many cards that have Undergrowth on them, which gives you payoff for having dead creatures. So yeah, solid creature deck. With Vraska as the kind of key card in it. So let's open our booster packs and see if there's anything in here that you could add to it. Because the idea of these is that you play with a 60 card deck, you get some games in, practice a bit, get the rules down, and then you open your packs and see what's in there, and then kind of you can add cards into the deck, change things around a little bit, or just, you know, get stuff that you can trade for other things. So Portcullis Vine, 1-drop 0/3 Defender. You can sacrifice a creature with Defender, which can be itself, to draw a card. That could fit in there, potentially, because it puts the creature in the graveyard when you sacrifice it, and as a 0/3 you use it to kind of stem the bleeding from any aggressive decks, and then yeah, sacrifice it and draw a card as well. So yeah, all good. Command the Storm, Leapfrog, 10th Disregard, Moodmark Painter. This could certainly go in the deck. So 2 and 2 black for a 2/3 with Undergrowth. So when it enters, target creature gains Menace and +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. This gives your creatures a bit of evasion and also pumps them up for a turn. So yeah, solid inclusion to the deck. Another Crawl Foragers. You could stick another one in if you felt you were low on 5-drops for some reason. Probably best not to go too overboard on the higher stuff, but yeah. Garrison Sergeant, Undercity Uprising. This is another one that you could definitely put in the deck. So 2 a green and a black for a sorcery. Creatures you control gain Death Touch until end of turn. Then target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. So kind of like Prey Upon, but with the extra thing of giving all your creatures Death Touch, which is really nice. Rosemane Centaur, Selesnya Locket, Electrosnag Field, Glaive of the Guild Pact, Ledev Champion, and Guildmage's Forum is the rare. So you can tap it to add colourless, or you can pay 1 and tap it to add 1 mana of any colour.
If that mana is spent on a multicolored creature spell, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Not great, but not the worst either. So you could put it in the deck. There's a fair few multicolored creatures in that deck, so extra +1/+1 counters are always welcome. But you are paying 1 to kind of fix the mana for it, so you need like 1 mana extra to be able to cast it. But not bad. And then another Golgari Guildgate. Pack number 2. We've got a Goblin Locksmith, Muse Drake, Collar the Culprit, another Deadweight, Devious Cover-Up, another Crawl Foragers, Darkblade Agent, Maniacal Rage, Resomed Lurcher. You could probably put another one of those into the deck, to be honest. Leadev Guardian, Smeltwort Minotaur. Then you've got Flower and Flourish, so these are the double-sided cards. You can only cast one side, but you have the option, which is why the second half is normally a little bit overcosted for what it does, but the first half seems to be like a fair cost. You got Golgari Findbroker. This could certainly go in the deck. 2 black, 2 green. Seems difficult to cast, but you've got Guild Gates and a fairly even split of land as well. So 4 mana total for a 3/4. When it enters the battlefield, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. So that's just really good. Another way to get your Vraska back, for instance. Another way to get your dead weights back, even if you really need that extra bit of removal again, or just more creatures. Just bring your creatures back. It's all good. Then you got Mausoleum Secrets. So 2 mana, instant, has Undergrowth. Search your library for a black card with a converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. So that seems pretty good in a deck that relies on creatures being in the graveyard. So, I mean, Vraska's 7 mana, so you'd need 7 creatures in your graveyard to be able to go find her from the library, but yeah, it seems a bit much. But you know, there's plenty of other cards in there that you could search for. Say you've got like 3 creatures in, you just want an extra creature on board. So 3 creatures in the graveyard, pay 2 mana, search for a 3-drop, play it on turn 5. If like play this and then play the 3-drop, it's not too bad. Although, why would you have 3 creatures in the graveyard on turn 5? It's doable. And a Boros Guildgate afterwards. So the packs, some alright stuff. Like there's a wide variety of cards in the packs as well, because you've got so many like double-coloured cards, and we happen to hit a few that are the right colours. So that's always nice when that happens. So yeah, the packs could definitely add something to the deck, just make it a little bit more consistent, or add a little bit more punch. But overall, yeah, it's a nice little creature-based deck, worth getting into, and also because you get the code for it online, you can just play a bunch of games back-to-back on Arena without having to worry about finding opponents and things. So yeah, nice little box set there. So remember, you can buy and sell any of the cards you've seen in the video on our website, bigorbitcards.co.uk. Stay tuned for more Guilds of Ravnica videos. Be doing the entire set, so of all the new products coming out. So yep, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.